Good morning, you cracking humans. You're watching the Cycling Maven vlog.
Good morning, you cracking humans. I'm at my hotel. The Tour de France happens so quickly that you quite often don't even know what town you're staying in and where you're staying, and I'm not joking. Like, I literally have no idea what town I'm staying in, but as I look out the window, it is a beautiful day and I love the infrastructure. I love the building. Have a look at this cute little building over the road. Really nice fest. Wow.
Very proud to be standing next to this guy. He's one of the good guys of cycling. Charlie Wegelius is DS with Drapac Cannondale, or Cannondale Drapac, and he can tell you a little bit about his life, but I can say one thing. I think he's missing a spleen, is that right?
Yeah, but you can manage quite fine without one. I mean, who needs a spleen? Who needs a spleen?
Why did you lose the spleen? It was a motocross or something, was it?
Yeah, I was sitting on the back of a quad bike, and I was we were going a bit too fast and it flipped over. And as with always those things, the guy who was driving came away without a scratch, and I was a bit messed up, so I'm still here.
And you raced a long time and rode with a guy called, what was his name again? Cadell?
Cadell, yeah. Evans, yeah, that's right.
How was that for your career?
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah.
And now you're doing other things. You're working with good guys like Raimundas Navadauskas, who I've got down for the win today. Can you organise that for us?
Yeah, I just put out a note on the group WhatsApp, so okay. I'm sure they'll take care of it.
All right, well, we'll watch with great interest.
Yeah.
Have you got a tiny anecdote about Raimundas? Because he's not really in the media a lot.
Well, I tell you, if there was a sleeping jersey, he'd be in it.
Really?
Yeah, he can sleep like, I mean, if there's a 10-minute drive to the start, he'll just fall asleep. And that's a real skill as a bike rider. I just have to try and keep him awake when I'm doing my team meetings, but apart from that, he's a good sleeper, that's for sure. Yeah.
Just while we've got Charlie, sleep is a fascinating topic for him because he lives in Finland. You've got a farm up near Helsinki, is it?
Yeah.
And I know that it's an old story, and the Arctic Circle has constant daylight in summer and very dismal days in winter, but can you just explain your life of training at 4 in the morning or something like this?
Yeah, I mean, in the summertime you just get disturbed by the fact that it's never dark, and it makes the winters pretty grim, I have to say. It never gets really light, and it can pretty much affect your mood, but luckily there's some great vlogs to watch on the television.
Good stuff, Charlie. Thanks, mate.
Good day. Take care, mate. See ya.
Thanks, mate.
I'm Aaron, I'm with the BMC Racing Team, mechanic for the team, and I'm going to talk to you about Richie Porte's Team SLR01 today. Richie, he rides on a 48cm frame, all carbon fiber, with carbon handlebars, carbon wheels from Shimano. Today he's going to be riding on C24s, low profile for the climbs because it's a bit hilly today, so 24mm rims. Richie's riding on full Shimano Dura-Ace 9000 Di2 group set. He's riding with a 5339 in the front, 1128 in the back. It's a bit hilly today, but it's nothing where you need really any special compact gears or anything like that. Like I said, he's riding carbon handlebars from 3T. He's riding on the Ergonova, which is kind of the ergonomic grip, also full carbon, so it's a little bit lighter and everything else. For the saddle, he's on a Physique Arione R3, which is one of the standard models from Physique, and it's kind of the saddle that, you know, fits him best and what he's most comfortable on. His bike is 6.8 kilos, so which is UCI weight limit, so bikes can be less than that, but in terms of racing, all of our bikes are always around the 6.87 kilo mark. So, and since Richie's a smaller guy, his bike is right there where it needs to be for to be lightweight on the climbs and everything else. And also for the gearing, he normally rides always on a 39 with a 28, except also on like the really hilly days, you'll see guys that change to different gearing for stuff like that. We ride on all Continental Competition Pro Limited ALX tires, which is our standard across the board for all of our riders. Also Richie rides on these every day, and they're good for traction on normal conditions, wet weather conditions, and everything else. But the difference that you can have on, depending on the day, on the weather, and also on the rider, depending on the rider weight, is the tire pressure in all the tires. And normally we run around 8 bar in everyone's tires, but for someone who's a lighter rider, then maybe someone who's a little bit bigger will run maybe a bar less or so, which helps them grip to the road. They don't bounce around as much when it's a rough condition. And in the rain, we might even drop it a little lower, because that just helps with the grip in the rain and all of this.
All right, you cracking humans, that was a awesome morning. Caught up with a few people. Lee Howard, which was great to chat with Lee. He's just a cool dude, you know. He's just a down-to-earth Aussie bloke, just doing his job. But who else did we meet today? Oh, Richie. Didn't actually meet Richie, but it's good to see him. God, he's little in person. He's a tiny little thing, isn't he, Rob? No wonder he can climb so well.
On le rappelle, un Thomas Gaupleur, on vous l'a dit.
Go Kiwi!
We got 2 minutes with Chris because he's got to duck back into the truck and do a voiceover, but we came to see you yesterday because it was a time trial and a hellacious windy day. How do you manage that sort of, if we're going to talk straight to Chris Boardman, who's the master of aerodynamics, how do you manage a day like that? That was phenomenal.
Well, you have to choose a package that I think first of all that's secure and safe, and that aerodynamically can manage chaos, because you couldn't predict where wind was coming from yesterday, between riders, in different parts of the course, almost from metre to metre. So you needed a package that could cope with that. Rear disc wheels, hard to manage, but they deal with turbulent air very, very well. That was a way to go. Positioners are stable, get tucked up small and stay small, and that only happens if you've trained for it in advance. Front wheels, you go for a road wheel, so you're stable and you feel confident to stay up in a tucked position. So all of that needs to come together. Plus course familiarity. Chris Froome rode that course twice before the event day and knew all the twists and turns. So that was one of the factors, fear factors, if you like, taken out before it even started the day.
And I mean, Tom, he's a very tall guy, but he's got a phenomenal engine, and obviously he's got an ability to get rid of that catchment area.
Well, he did an awful lot. Tom clearly within seconds of starting, you could see that huge amounts of homework had gone into this ride. It was very smooth, barely didn't get out the saddle for the entire ride. His position has clearly been looked at. I mean, I know from 10 years heading up the Secret Squirrel Club that that's a wind tunnel honed position. That's somebody who's gone, looked at the numbers and made an informed decision on what to do. His clothing was incredibly custom fitted clothing. There was no creases in it at all, and everything about it said, I've really looked into this and I've targeted this event. So he's now favourite for the Olympic title, and rightly so.
Did you see the images of Julian Alaphilippe?
I saw images of Alaphilippe and Bardet in particular, who looked to have a nightmare day. Nairo Quintana just fought his way through it, and he was all over the bike as well. It was quite a good time trial from him, but I think the main thing that really paid off yesterday was those who'd done their homework.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure and an honour to meet the Chris Boardman. TV's Chris Boardman. See you, bro. Alright, what are we doing? Have a look how sick this bus is.
I don't know what we're doing. Who do you want to meet next?
I love these buses, man. We should just go around and talk to everybody. What do you reckon? Alright, we're blowing this rice paddy. We're out of here.
Feels weird.
It does, doesn't it? How is this? Is this a weird setup for you boys?
Are you warm?
Alright, you legends. It is the end of the day, stage 15. What do we think of that result? I'll throw it over to the big man himself, Francois?
Pretty anticlimactic, as I don't know if it's a word actually, but anyway, it was an anticlimax for sure. Yeah, we expected a lot. It's not 100 yards of flat land today. It was all up and down and exciting with a great mountain pass, Le Grand Colombier. But what did we see? Well, for stage victory was quite good and a nice little break. And in the finale, win by a Colombian, another Colombian, not Nairo Quintana, no, it's not Esteban Chavez because he's not there, not the usual suspects, but this guy, Jarlinson Pantano, which proves that there's a new generation of Colombians, and it reminds me of the old days, 30 years ago when I first covered the Tour, and you had Lucho Herrera, Fabio Parra, all these guys. So obviously, every race seems to confirm this new generation of Colombians. It's interesting, and also it was a good win for Team IAM, Swiss team that falls at the end of the season, and for them, well, I don't know if it's a reprieve or maybe they will win a Colombian sponsor or something. Anyway, it was good news for them. For the GC contention, it was pretty disappointing. We had a kind of an attack by Alejandro Valverde. It lasted 100 meters, but a little better attack by Romain Bardet, who said something interesting. He said he'd raced against nature so far, waiting and waiting and waiting and holding, and now he said he had rallied a little bit, so maybe for the future it'll be interesting. But yes, very disappointing. Even Chris Froome himself said, I really expected to be attacked more, but it wasn't. So, well, beautiful day, beautiful mountain. Well, interesting stage winner, and the rest was pretty disappointing, to be honest.
The only thing that we really saw in terms of GC was TJ Van Garderen fading just a little bit. I spoke with Jim Ockwitz this morning, and he said that he still believes that they're still in contention for the podium. But so that didn't really happen. The GC battle that we were expecting didn't come through. But tomorrow there's a highlight which I want to point out to your viewers, and if you could pan to this, please, because our esteemed French colleague is getting the Prix Jacques Godet for Francois Thomazeau. And this
What is that?
It's an award for the best cycling story of the year.
Legend, aren't you? Just a proper legend.
I'll show you what I've won tomorrow.
All right.
It's a painting of sort, a portrait of this guy, Jacques Godet. You know who Jacques Godet is? He was the former director of the Tour de France. Yeah. And so there's an award named after him, and what you win, a portrait of the guy. Is it good? We'll see tomorrow.
Hopefully the guy's not naked. No, he's not. Just joking. Yes, what a great day. That is the end of the vlog for today, you good humans. I'll catch you tomorrow.
We're just going to do a little thing for my wife.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
No, that's all right.
Have a good walk, mate.
Yes.
Take care.
Please give me €1.
I don't have anything with me.
Anything?
No.
And you?
I've only got my phone. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. Have a good walk,
Okay.
mate.